All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Chip's Karate Clips. We're going over our first fight review. This is my first time doing anything like this, so please bear with me and keep that in mind. We're only going to get better as we move forward, both in karate content and our reviewing content and our reviewing critique. So, for those of you who don't know, I like to do this thing called a compliment sandwich. Good to go. A compliment sandwich is something that we like to see, something that we'd like to see improved, and then something followed up with again what we'd like to see. It's just like that drive blitz 1-2 and that third insurance. Okay, so I did this. One of my professors in college, his name was Alex Crawford. This was how we did our photo critiques. Shout out Alex. You can see him in other places. He's still a photographer, you know. So shout out him. It was a very informative way to have us all talk to each other in open conversations and open dialogues about improvement without leaving a sour taste in anybody's mouth. So I really enjoyed that, and I think that's what I'm going to do here going forward, because this is a community that we're trying to create through self-improvement, and that's just only one way to do that, is to give credit where credit's due and to, have honest reviews about things that need to be improved. So that's where we're at. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go over my last fight, and I know you're like, we want to see the earlier stuff when you were new. We'll get there. We'll take the time machine, we'll run it back. There's a lot that I can talk about in those videos, in those fights, because there's been a lot of improvements since the beginning. So where we are now is good, but if we want to be great, we need to dig into the film, we need to find our weak spots, and we need to toughen them up. So that's what we're here to do today. And I'm gonna also comment on James's stuff, because he was an excellent fighter. And to add before we get into it, just because hits do not get counted for points, do not mean they don't make an impact. You know what I'm saying? So, James, my big compliments for you were you had a very strong leg, and we had talked after he had trained in Taekwondo and Kempo, I believe, and he was, dude, that's what I love about this community. I've not had one bad interaction. Everybody's there to just help each other get better, and that's what I love. And so I talked to James after. He said he does Taekwondo and Kempo. His hands aren't where they need to be, is what he said. And then he wants to, get that in the works. Honestly, because of his height, because of his strong kicks, if he gets his hands involved in the mix, it changes these fights 110%. 110%. Because his kicks, like I said, are already strong, and his control of the ring and control of the space also great. If he involves those hands, there's not going to be a lot of room for people to go and think about what they're going to do next. So, James, awesome fight, dude. I can't wait to run into you again, and I hope it's soon, because I love fighting people over and over again. I just like to see where we all go. So, can't wait to see you again. Like I said, strong kicks, awesome control of the arena. Just got to get more hands involved and a little bit on that extra kick. But we'll get into that. So we're gonna run it back one time, then we'll go back again through it. Hate that I fell down. I hate that I fell down. I'm just gonna say that now. There's no spinning back fist. You can do a back fist, you can spin and punch, but you have to make eye contact. So that's why they stopped it there. I was happy with that one. I don't think that's what they meant. That was a really close one. It was like foot, or it was like fist then foot. Like I said, it was a good fight, and because they didn't call it doesn't mean that it didn't land. Like he's quick and strong. I want to get that ridge hand involved more. Excellent. Excellent. All right, now we're going to go through it again, and I'm going to mention the things that I thought I could improve on as they happen. Like I said, listen about that fall. If I engage my entire core and just plant that back leg, I could have stayed in it, but he did come at me with his full power. We both were throwing a kick, and I should have been more focused on what I was doing internally to stay upright. I hate that I fall. I hate it. I hate it. I hate when it happens. It drives me insane. It makes me sad. So I just need to focus more on engaging my entire body, entire core when we're doing those kicks, because if not, that would have been a sick. If I would have been able to plant it and block that kick that was coming in, I could have, but I didn't because I fell, and I hate that. So I need to engage my core. Ironically, I also stepped up on that kick. I don't know if you've seen. We'll see it right here. Well, not right there. Don't look at me. Boom, right there. Did you see it? Watch right here in this square that I don't move out of naturally, but I take my back leg, my rear leg, and just step up like a crappy 2000 stance movie. 2 and 3. One was fire. There it is again here. Not the fall. Don't look at that. It's slight. It's slight. See, people don't realize that's why we watch film. That was a slight step up. It wasn't a huge movement, but it was enough for me to get stepped in on. Look at that again. Boom. See, if I would have just went in with the kick, I would have met him, not been ran over by him. So I need to eliminate that step up. Oh, it makes me so mad. And that was the spinning back fist we talked about. That jumping front kick, like Lateep almost, like he hits so hard with it. Like, just because I got out of the way does not mean that he didn't make contact. It hurts. Okay, he's got a strong kick, and if he could, it's kind of hard to do multiple kicks. You can't do multiple kicks unless you're throwing him in the air already. But we'll get into that again. That's where I mentioned my good timing. That's where, if you are a shorter fighter fighting a taller fighter, you have to execute on good timing, because if you don't, you're taking him to the barbecue, feeding him those ribs. It's not going to be a good time, especially with a strong, solid kicker or anybody that's got really good, reverse counter punches coming in. It's not going to be fun. So shorter fighters look for good opportunities to come in. They have to come down sometime, right? They have to meet you somewhere. So there's that. Right there, see, if I had moved forward, I would have been able to capitalize on more momentum. I'm just stationary blitzing, which doesn't make any sense. I was happy with that kick. We didn't see a step up. I like that. That was clean. Once again, now we see we're not doing any step ups, but I'm not getting any distance on those pulling sides. Also, that spin kick was. I've done better. I'm not proud of that one. It was kind of floppy right there. Need to shoot it straight out, come back. We all know. Move my mouse, sorry. See, I was happy with those side kicks again, and that was another one, like I said earlier, that was a very close me before him, but we're both making contact. I need to follow through. Once again, I did better on that second one with the ridge hand. Do you see that one double punch? Like I'm I don't understand. I'm a nut. I hate that. There was a better follow-up. I tried to check his kick with the ridge hand. Didn't make contact where I wanted to. Followed it up there. I've always wanted to score with something fun, and that was it. I love those little specialty moves. I'm not a highlight reel guy, not yet. I'm still working on that. But it was a good fight. That Bruce, I will be putting in a short here soon, so keep an eye out for that. So like I said, went over it. I'll go over it. I'll let you play and just turn it down a little bit. Things that I need to improve on: engaging my core during engaging my core during during kicks. I need to be able to stand on a leg even if somebody's coming at me. Like that just needs to happen. I need to be better at that. I need to control the ring better. I need to move, not just vertically, but off the line, back and forth, left and right. Just be dynamic. I've run into a lot of aggressive competitors, as in like they come to me very quickly, which I'm not used to because the dojo, I go to them and I always just eat it, and it kind of shows in these fights that a defense is just as good as an offense, and the counter, follow up, and precision and good timing I mean, it all comes into a play. So into play, not a play, but it all comes into play, and you have to think about these things going forward, and you have to look at what you're doing wrong. I need to eliminate that step up. Need to eliminate it. There's no reason for it to be there. It only hurts me. I hate it. He got the closest to scoring on me at that moment because I took that extra time. And then I fell. I fell. I hate that the video starts on the fall. That is even worse. I hate it, but that's why we watch it. We don't want that to happen again. Good body time or good timing. Like I said, we had to be more precise. I got a lot of my points, half of my points actually in this fight, off of single leg drops. We'll get into that in a minute. And stationary kicks, I need to get more distance on my pulls without stepping up. Those go hand in hand. I hate that fall. So I need to stop being stationary. We mentioned move throughout the ring, and that spin kick was weak. Like I said, that leg needs to come straight out and then hook, not floppy knee. Ugh. And it was only one kick as well. Like, follow up. I did follow up with the fist, but I need to follow up with at least more than one kick. And like I said, we're going to do that in a second. Like I said, for James, very strong leg, very good control. If I had some critiques, kicks are strong, but he needs more. And what I mean more, that was a single kick. There, I just did some pulling, 2, 3, 4, kept him away, kept him at bay. If he could keep his leg up for that second, third kick, different ball game. I have to respect it. I have to be more dynamic, even more dynamic than I was towards the end. He gets those hands involved with those follow-ups. These are things that I also struggled with. Getting into sparring and you can see that throughout this one, stationary blitz. Like they're not going to come any further after their leg drops, and I know that. So why am I standing still? I don't know. I shouldn't be. I need to move forward. Listen, if you're not the hardest person on yourself, you're not going to get better. So I'm pretty honest with myself and the things I need to improve on, and these are it for sure. But James, awesome fight, dude. Thank you so much for coming out and competing. Men 18 to 34, just people in general, get out, do a martial art, do a karate, get involved. It's fun. You're working out, you're learning self-defense, you're making friends. It's a great community. Like I said, this is the most positive group of people I've ever met. Everybody's looking out for each other and looking to make each other better, and that's what we need. So yeah, please come out, join a martial art. It doesn't have to be karate. Whatever your flavor is, Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing, it doesn't matter. Find a school, find a dojo, find a ring, get in there, give it a shot. Especially men 18 to 34, our division is small. We need to enlighten those numbers. We need more people. Bring it on in. We like big tournaments. You know what I'm saying? A lot more opportunity to improve. So that will do it for me today. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for watching and listen to me just rag on myself for 15 minutes. But this is what I do to get better. This is what I do. Literally, as soon as the tournament's over, I just comb through my phone like it's just a plethora of fight videos at this point. So I'm just going through and watching all of my videos, just trying to figure out where I can get better. You just got to be a little obsessive about, wanting to be better, wanting to correct yourself. You don't have to, but that's the way my brain works. And I'm trying to be the best me that I can be. So we can always be better. There's no such thing as perfect. Take that with you and go forth and do great things. We can always be better. Just aim to be better, and that's all you need to be successful. And we'll end on this fall down again. Oh God, tragic. So yeah, that does it for me. You guys have a good one, and we will see you at the next fight review. Until next time.